Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Travel Talk Tuesday. For those of you watching live, we're a little late and it's all Tamara's fault, okay?
Always.
The full team is back, right?
Yeah.
And we're in like rare form because we haven't been together in a while. So all morning it's been I almost said a bad word, it's been quite a show. It's been quite a show as we catch up and hear everyone's adventures and stories. Some people live boring lives, spend a lot of time and money in hospitals, and some people are world travelers like us, and we have a lot more fun doing that stuff. Well,
Chris is going to get her wing fixed.
a new wing.
Yeah.
New wing. Yep. Surgery December 6th.
So if you want to send a card,
For alcohol.
if you want to bring a drink by, stop by the offices at 518 Wayne Street.
I did ask my surgeon I could still book trips. I'm going to have my arm up here, but I can still, I can still work.
So I think we need to do a photo shoot on site when you're recovering, because I think we could have some fun with some of those pictures.
Okay.
Still booking travel.
You're going to take a field trip?
Field trip.
Yeah.
We can do Travel Talk Tuesday on site. We can see her in her special PJs.
Is it Tuesday that you have your surgery?
Yeah.
We could do it from where they prep you in that room. Like, we can give you the shot of the stuff.
No. It's
Oh, this is going to be great.
Oh, because I would be coming off it and stuff. Like those funny videos of kids when they're coming off their anesthesia.
Yeah, we have to talk about
Stay
it
tuned
more.
for our December Travel Talk Tuesday. It's going to be very fun. Very
Is
fun.
it next Tuesday? Next Tuesday, okay.
I feel like fat today. The camera is not doing me right. I don't know what it is. The chin. Don't you have those days where it's like...
Oh, I feel every time I rewatch these videos, I'm like, oh.
Eating too much.
Yeah.
And like I wore red and gray for the Buckeyes because it's the big week, and I feel like...
No, what day it is.
Oh my God. It's the big week, the big game. Ohio State versus that team up north.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so part of the reason why we're a little delayed this morning is because our friend Tamara was doing a little preparations to share some delicious food. Okay, so our show today, now that we've talked to each other enough, okay, our show today is going to be all about her adventures in Europe, right? Let me make sure that's what we're talking about.
We
We
have
talk,
some adventures too to talk about.
yeah, but there's food sitting here. And
Bring food back.
No, I ate a lot. It was good food too. But this is the difficulty of my job here is that I coordinate the food during these shows. So I have a beautiful table here with a spread. I'm just going to hold up the spread real quick that Tamara put together.
Wow.
A nice little, oh, something fell. Okay. And then, we're going to start with these things because I think these are warm. Okay.
Yeah, but we also have to mention we're going to do part 2 of this later today.
Hey, don't steal my thunder. Always a rebel, okay? So that was, a preview, okay? But so today we're talking about Europe and Tamara's adventures. So I'm gonna stuff my mouth in some of this when she talks. But this first thing, what is this first thing? I think I could show Tamara. What is
Those
this?
are called pastel de nata, and they are a Portuguese egg tart. And they are so good. Like, I had so many of those on this trip.
Okay. So here, Chrissy, take your little napkin, grab one.
Okay.
So supposedly,
Take that burn one.
No.
nuns invented these.
Now, you're gonna be able to. You're talking.
I'll
Right?
talk. I literally.
And I don't want that burn one.
Yeah. It's not burnt. It's not burnt. It's not burnt.
Does that look burn, good people? Caramelized. Oh yeah.
That's what they look like.
Okay, all right. So tell us about these
Okay,
things.
so supposedly hundreds of years ago, nuns were using egg whites to starch clothing, and they had, of course, a bunch of extra egg yolks left over. So they created these things called pastel de nata. What do you think?
That's rich.
I was just thinking that's rich, and I love rich stuff.
Yeah. So they're
Is
little.
it a dessert or is it a meal thing?
I would say you could eat them many times.
So there's a little custardy in the middle.
Yeah, it's custardy, so it's like a puff pastry almost. But when you see them make them, they're like if you flip it over, if you haven't eaten, you can see it's like a circle on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like layers of pastry, and it pops in the oven, and then it's like a custardy middle. And when they come out of the oven, if you get them hot out of the oven, they like fresh hot out of the oven. They are amazing, and they're everywhere. And I got these in Lisbon.
How many calories in this thing?
Don't even ask. There are some smaller ones, but people line up to buy them. They're so good. And they were in my hotel rooms. They were at every breakfast.
I'm gonna need a cigarette after this.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah.
So one night, the first
How'd
day
you
I
get
got
through TSA?
yeah, well, I almost didn't.
I don't know where you hit them.
My duffel bag, because I got them like that morning and then I left. But they got through Lisbon, they got through Madrid, and then they got stopped at LaGuardia. And the lady's like, "Ooh, you can't bring custard through." And I'm like, "Oh, but I'm taking them home for my friends and for my neighbors." So she's like, "You can take them."
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
she let me
nice.
through. Yeah. Hope she doesn't get fired from me.
You don't say her name.
I know. I don't even know what it was. She was lovely. Thank you.
Here, save mine for later. I
She
just
doesn't
don't
like it.
No, I do like it. I just don't want to be shoving my face on camera like you were.
You know, I rewatched part of that one that I really probably ate 10,000 calories that last time we ate on camera.
Oh, there's more.
Okay.
There's more.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, they're good, aren't
Have
they?
you seen these in the
Very good.
U.S.? I've never heard.
No.
No.
So they're everywhere in Lisbon in particular. And the first day I got there, I had one. I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so good. So I'm walking around at night by myself, and I found a bakery with the lines. I'm like, I'm gonna try them there. Delicious. Went to the
10
next
bakeries
block.
later, she
Yeah,
got
yeah.
her hotel room.
like 8 bakeries.
You ate 8 of those?
The smaller ones. You can buy smaller ones for like
Yeah.
60 cents.
Right. yeah,
No,
small
you
ones,
can't.
yeah.
You can't. But
That
they're
is
so
delicious.
Good. So
Okay, that's a good base coat. We're good. Okay, so Tamara, your trip was all about this travel forum, which there's
Yeah.
different kinds of travel forums,
Yeah.
right? There's one in Vegas. We know there's a lovers romance one, and this was the European Travel Forum.
Mhm.
So tell us about this Travel Agents Forum.
So the European Travel Agents Forum was it's a group of about 150 travel agents, and it's competitive to get in, and I got a spot, which was great. And it was based in Madeira.
Oh, wait. I think the actual pronunciation is Madeira.
You're right. It is Madeira.
Isn't there a green drink? Isn't that like a green drink?
No.
That's
It's
Midori.
Oh, that's in my leaping
Well,
leprechaun.
you know, I am so good with the pronunciation of names, I needed to correct her.
So it was based in Madeira. I say Madeira, you say Madeira, and you're right. That's how they pronounce it. But
I'm going to have to pause this for a minute because these two witches changed the W to the B. We were talking about the show, we were ready to get going, and I realized I didn't have the microphone. It's like, we need to do a trivia. I'm like, no, because you're going to cheat. We're not doing that again. I'm going to go with the microphone. We're going to do the show. None of that cheating stuff. Obviously, you plotted. Since Christy's correcting someone's pronunciation, because that never happens. Okay, unpause. But they've been plotting and cheating, I can tell. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so good job.
You're in Midori.
So I went to Madeira is an island that is a Portuguese island. It's off the coast of Africa. It's closer to Africa than it is to Europe.
Is it by the Canary Islands?
Those are Spanish islands. They're kind of
Okay.
close. Portugal has Madeira, and they have the Azores, which is a group of 9 islands. Those are the Portuguese islands. But so I flew into Lisbon a few days early, went through Lisbon, and then I went to Madeira for the Travel Agent Forum. And then when that was finished, I went on a post-fam, which was hosted by a travel company in Portugal that they took a group of 14 agents around central Portugal for 14 days, which I can talk about that too. It was amazing.
Oh.
For
Portugal
14 days?
for 14 agents for 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you
I'm
said
tired.
14
I
days.
just-
I'm
I
like,
just-
now
I
I'm really
think I did. I
confused.
just got off a plane like 9 hours ago. I'm
Stop your whining. This is your moment to shine, okay?
I traveled for 24 hours yesterday.
So the travel forum, so what went down at the travel forum? Let's focus on that first. I have an
Okay.
outline here.
Okay, so
Breaking the rules.
I really didn't know what to expect from Madeira. Madeira, I read a little bit about it before I went, but oh my gosh, what an amazing island. So the first full day we were in Madeira, they took us around the whole island and showed us some of their unique features. So, can you hand me that little ornament? So the first thing we did was we took a gondola. We took a gondola up to the top of a mountain, and then Madeira has this very unique sledge car ride. It's a ride, but it was really a form of transportation. It started over 100 years ago. Madeira is very, very hilly, And the wealthy people were tired of walking down the hills because they lived up there. They had the best view. So and Madeira is known for creating wicker items. So somebody created a basket like this, and I'll put some stuff on Facebook. But you sit in this basket, 2 guys stand on these things behind, and they push you down the road. And it was so much
That's
fun.
my preferred method of travel. Someone pushing me, carrying me
Much
in a basket.
Yeah. They do this all day long. They are the brakes. Their shoes, they have thick bottom soled shoes, and those are the brakes.
Wow.
So
And they have to drag it back up?
So they throw all these baskets in a truck, and the riders go in a bus, and they just go back up the mountain. But in the past, they had to drag them back up. So, anyway, so that was fun. That was the first thing we did. Then we did a tour of downtown Madeira, which is then we did we went to a market, and they introduced us to all sorts of native fruits, which many of them I had never seen or tasted before. Delicious. Madeira's not any fruit, and you can't bring fruit back to the U.S. But
you brought the custard back.
I know. I brought cheese back too.
I thought that looked like cheese.
Yeah. So it was. I have pictures of that too. Very unique fruits, very delicious fruits. They took us through the market. Then they took us walking through their historic area. We did a food tour.
Oh.
Now, Madeira is not very touristy at all. I mean, it's a cruise ship port, so there are cruise ships that dock there and people go in for the day. But I really did not feel like it was like a Caribbean port where there's thousands of people and it's the same store.
They're yelling at you.
Yeah, same store.
T-shirts.
Same store. Yeah. It was more of a real, authentic downtown. So we went around and we tasted a number of things. And
any of them here? Should I grab something? Can we do this cheese?
See what I forget. What
cheese.
That's from Spain.
Okay.
Okay, so grab the chocolate. Grab that long box.
This one.
Yeah. So that's from a chocolatier called Wow Cacao. I know it's not spelled like that, but it's pronounced Wow Cacao.
That's a good name. Wow,
Yeah.
Cacao. I like that.
And we tasted some of their chocolates. I think this was our first stop. So I brought back a selection
cool
for
box
you guys. Yeah, I ripped the box this morning. So I didn't eat any yet, but I ripped it. I need to give you a little.
I thought she had the munchies. Like, get out of there.
I thought I'd give you a little head start on
Okay.
opening it.
Oh, I don't want to mess it up though, because this whole paper. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, Chrissy.
And I don't remember what I bought because it's been over a week.
Tamara, you gonna have or are you gonna talk?
I'll talk.
I'm a Hershey's girl.
Look at these. They're kind of cool looking. They're like swirly, kind of. They're not like the nuggets Hershey's I'm used to.
There's a bunch of different. There's some fruity ones in there too.
That's good.
Yeah. So we drank a lot. We drank a lot of wine. We ate a lot of their foods.
Did you have milk thing?
Mm-hmm. Like a truffle.
Yeah. Okay. So when we were done with that,
Is this a part of the travel form,
Yes.
or is this?
so there were 150 agents on this travel form, and they divided us up into motor coaches, and then we had a guide on each motor coach, and then each motor coach got divided even further into smaller groups where they took us around to all these places.
This is not like a normal show. Like I'm used to those shows, there's sessions, breakout sessions, then you go to exhibition. This sounds different.
Yeah, this was a little. Well, we did do that later, but this first day they really wanted to show us the island, and I got to tell you, we saw just a fraction of what the island had. There was a pre-fam that I did not do, where they really showcased the adventure part of traveling to Madeira. So many of the agents did like e-bike riding or canyoning or coastering or jeep riding. They went out in a catamaran one night. There were all sorts of things. There's all sorts of adventure things to do on Madeira, but I did not do that part. But many of the agents did, and I saw their pictures, and it's unbelievably beautiful, and it's not heavily touristed. I don't know why it's not heavily touristed. There were probably more British tourists there than American tourists. The infrastructure's there. It's clean. It's safe. It's organized. It's easy to get around. Everybody knows how to speak English. English was mandatory from like first grade on.
Wow.
And they did not have a problem speaking English at all.
I feel like there's a lot of places out there that the Europeans know about we haven't discovered yet because
Yeah,
we're still stuck on our usual places that we go
I
to.
think that's why they brought us to Madeira, because they wanted to showcase it to Americans. It should be showcased to Americans. I hope an influx of tourism doesn't ruin the island, because right now it's super cool.
It makes me want to look for a cruise that has that on the itinerary.
Yeah.
You said
Well, I
cruise
think
ship
it's a good transatlantic stop, because
there's our bucket list for me.
yeah, and it's that time of year that people are doing that. But there were a lot of cruise ships there that I didn't even know the brand. They were European brands. I didn't know what they were. So after we were done with all of that, we went to a private estate and walked through their garden. And
That's your kind of thing, right?
yeah, but it was a lot of walking. Madeira is very hilly, so it was a lot, and so is Portugal. So up and down. But when our walk through the gardens and the golf course was over, they took us to this beautiful, I guess it was a tea house or a clubhouse that overlooked the city. It was on a cliff, gorgeous, and we had afternoon tea and listened to some music, and then went back to our hotel. I'm trying to think what we did for dinner that night, if there was anything special.
She had 10 pizzoles or whatever.
I can't remember. I mean, every night there was something special for us. And
We
I just
do
keep
for another one?
remembering that it just. Oh, Madeira. So the island itself is known for a couple of things.
Is this a Madeira thing or no? Yeah.
No, that's a Portugal thing. It has like the
Madeira.
second best New Year's Eve fireworks show in the world. So
Wow.
it's an island, and you can open that. It's one.
Oh, that's this one. Is this the one that's already open?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Shoot. Oh. Forgive me. This is not a child safe show.
So
Food went down, so I got nervous.
It has there's 150 places on the island that shoot fireworks off at the same time.
Oh,
So you
neat.
can stand anywhere on the island and you can watch the fireworks go off. Then there is a flower show that I was like, oh, it's a flower show, big deal. But no, it's a big deal flower show.
Was that on the ground?
So this
No,
is
Nothing's on the ground.
rum. This is honey cake from Madeira. Another
What, is that
specialty.
garlic?
No, I think they're almonds.
Mm.
But so they have this at Christmas time. The people we talked to said this is the time of year that they're like
It tastes fruitcakey.
Is it? Well, they make it now for Christmas, so it kind of sits.
It's kind of dry.
I had the fat.
It's dry.
Yeah.
Oh, let me taste it.
Is it?
It could be less dry.
I'm not a big nutty, I don't.
But I think it tastes holiday-esque, like gingerbready, cinnamony,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, on a normal show, you don't hear foul language. You don't see people get up. The wheels on this wagon are falling off this week's travel talk.
So that's honey cake from Madeira. Okay, so I think that was the first day. Gosh, I can't remember. We heard a lot of people talking, a lot of videos. The days 2 and 3, we really were heavy in the conference. So we had,
I gotta cancel that horrible taste off.
It's not that bad. We had conferences in the morning, and then we met one-on-one with suppliers.
There's some
We're
weird.
gonna fake it.
That's a fruit one.
I know it's a weird in the middle.
We met with suppliers one-on-one in the afternoon, so it was like speed dating. So there was a room full of suppliers, and these are all people who serve Europe. So say I wanted to learn more about bus tours in Italy, I could find that person. I registered in advance, and we had a one-on-one meeting. So we just spent time going from place to place to place to place, learning more about the Azores and Madeira and Portugal and
Awesome.
Europe. So that's really the conference in a nutshell. I have to say, the organizers of this they did an outstanding job. The conference ended at a very, very nice hotel called Reed's Palace, and they had a big fireworks show for us at the end, out
Aw.
on the side of a mountain. Big fireworks show, looking over the ocean. It was amazing.
So, all right, you answered some of my questions. So we had 150 agents, you said?
150 agents.
Did you know how many suppliers were there? You said a lot for the speed dating thing.
Yeah, I don't know how many. A lot.
And you said you had to compete to get in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about what the thing was. Okay. So we got everything, I think, out of the form, right?
Yeah, we stayed at a lovely hotel called the Savoy Palace, which is new and beautiful. Service was outstanding. I would highly recommend it to any of my clients to stay there. It was really good.
Okay.
That's it in a nutshell.
Any other parts of the trip that you want to share, or the highlights, or
Well, that was just part of the
yeah?
trip.
So let's talk about the other parts.
Okay, so then after
the non-foreign parts.
yeah, so after
Wait, should we have something? I gotta get that taste still.
Oh my god!
What else is from Madeira?
Let me see what you got there.
They got the turn.
That's from Spain. Let's do it at the end.
Got the cheese. We got this thing. We got the Santo
Those are
Antonio.
those are the pastel de nata that you just ate.
Oh. Oh, actually, I show the box. Those egg things. This is a cool box. The egg things kind of came in this box.
Okay, so when the formal conference was over, we had the opportunity to take what's called a post fam. So that is a very intensive tour of a specific region. So I chose Central Portugal, and I was on with a group of 14 other agents, and we had a guide and a bus driver, and we spent 4 days, 3 nights touring Central Portugal. Really, what you probably would send your clients on for a 7-day trip. We did like in 3 days. So it was
we send someone to Portugal
very
already?
intense. Yeah, very
We sent
intense.
some people to Portugal.
So we stayed in a town called Tamara, which was like an ancient city. That was, I won't go into a lot of the history because I don't know if I understand it, but it was like the center of where the Knights of something, I can't think of what their names are. No, it'll come to me.
You don't have much sleep.
Yeah, I don't have much sleep. We talked about these knights. These knights lived there. Very, very influential in religion and politics and the whole region. So we toured palaces, we toured monasteries, we toured little towns, we drank a lot of wine, we really spent time talking to each other about, other suppliers and interests. It was overwhelming, but it was fantastic. I really feel like I have a grasp on Central Portugal now. I don't know if you know this, but Portugal is a really big wine country. So they have great reds, great wines, but they whites, but they have something called Vino Verde. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, I have.
What's Vino Verde?
I forget.
Red wine. Red wine.
It's green.
Green wine.
It's a young grape with a less alcoholic content.
Yeah, very good. Very good. That's what we're
Green wine, right?
So they take grapes before they're fully mature, and they crush them. And so you have Vino Verde, which is
That's
green
how you make wine.
Yeah.
You crush the grapes,
But
Tamara.
they do it before they're fully mature.
So there's not as enough. It's not as high of an alcohol content.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you would know anything about it then, Chrissy. You usually go for the hype.
That's what it was. The Templar
Oh,
Knights.
yeah.
Yeah. It just came to me.
This show is all over the place right now.
It's a cluster.
Knights of the
I just want the
Templar.
damn cheese, too. She won't let me have the cheese.
So the Knights of the Templar controlled a lot of the they were like kind of headquartered in this city called Tamar. So we saw a lot of their stuff, and I'll put stuff on Facebook. It was really good. But so I want to go back just a little bit. Before I went to the conference, I spent a few days in Lisbon, and then I spent 1 day in Lisbon when my conference was over.
Wait, one of these is from Lisbon, right?
You know what we have to do? So we stopped in this little town called Nazaré, and get that bag right there, that one right there. So it's a town. They're really good. Oh, you don't like nuts? You might not. They not like.
Can you see that, people? All right, it looks a little.
It looks like peanut butter.
They're good. They're good.
Is there caramel or chocolate in this?
Chocolatey, kind of sweet.
It's like a payday.
Anyways,
Oh, it smells good.
They're really good. So
You take one.
the women there wear 7 skirts.
At one time?
Yeah, 7 skirts at one time. I'll put a picture on. I think the lady I took a picture of only had 5 on that day. She sold those. But I'm watching your reactions. No? Yes?
It's a little bland.
You know you'll eat those if they're hanging out downstairs. If we're hungry. So this little town is on the ocean. Lots of surfers go there. We watch the surf.
I bet you did watch the surfers.
And you walk down a long hill to get to the fortress where you can watch the surfers. But that's where I got those. So back to
Interesting.
Portugal it's underrated. It's amazing. It's not very expensive. Lisbon, I loved Lisbon. I don't know. Then I went out. I spent a day driving around the countryside. So I went to a place called Sintra, which has a number of beautiful palaces. I toured a few of them. Went to Cabo de Roca, which is the westernmost part of continental Europe, like not including the islands. So gorgeous views. It kind of reminded me of the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and it wasn't as cold as it was when I visited the Cliffs of Moher. And went to a seaside village called Cascais.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, it's not, you would not believe how it's spelled. But just a great day. I stopped in a little village where really no tourists go, had lunch. There was a little market, so I walked around trying to find a phone cord that worked in my car because our phone cords don't work in their cars. This is the second time I've made that mistake. And I had to use my phone for directions, so I was losing battery fast, so I had to go to the Chinese store to get a phone cord. It took a while to find that. So when I went back after my post-fam to Portugal, I did a food tour Sunday, which was fun. We ate and drank a lot on that, and went to the Coach Museum, which I've never seen a museum like this. It's coaches like
the bags.
Like
That's what I was thinking.
No, not Coach bags. Like coaches, like horse and carriage coaches, like the royalty what they would sit in.
That screams Tamara.
It does, and it was so cool. I had lots of pictures.
I bet.
But while I was there, there's two buildings. I went to the new building, and then you had to walk like a little bit to get to the old building. So I was walking to the old building, and I hear music playing in the street like a band. I'm like, oh, what's that? It sounds like a parade. So I go, that's up my alley too. So
parades.
I go find that, and it happens to be the changing of the guard. I was at I was in front of the president's house, and they were doing the changing the guard, which only happens the third Sunday of every month at 11 o'clock. I was there.
Did you get a video?
Yeah, I got video. And there was like people on horses and lots of people playing instruments. It was very cool. There was a crowd there. So after that was done, I went and found a pastel de nata for breakfast.
It's a common theme throughout this trip.
I know.
How many of those do you think you get?
I don't even know.
Where's your cholesterol?
I was gonna say, I hope your doctor doesn't watch this show.
I tried to tone it down, like for the conference, because they weren't as good in the Central Portugal part. But when I was in Lisbon, yeah, because when I was walking, I saw a giant line at this pastel de nata place. I'm like, oh, I gotta go back there, and I did, and they were good. Oh, I forgot to say with those, and I brought stuff too. You sprinkle cinnamon on top. I have little packets of cinnamon.
I don't know if it needs cinnamon though. It's so good.
Yeah, I think that would. I can see
Yeah,
that.
they give you little packets of cinnamon.
All right, what other one? We have the cheese or these weird bars? Thing?
So
which one do you want to do?
So give me the cork things first. I want to talk about those. So Portugal is known for exporting cork. So you see cork, all sorts of cork stuff. So that's like a passport cover made out of cork, and that's like a little coin purse made out of cork. It's very soft, but you would see purses and shoes and all sorts of stuff made out of cork. And then I have pictures of cork trees. I saw cork trees growing, and they peel off layers.
I didn't even know where cork came from.
Yeah, I didn't either until this.
I was going to ask Chrissy because she was no.
See what you learn.
Just saying.
See what you learn when you travel. So that is my trip in a nutshell. There's so much more to it. All I can say is I highly recommend Madeira and Madeira and Portugal, mainland Portugal, as a place for our Good Life travelers to go and explore. And it's not very expensive.
Okay, that's a key thing.
Yeah.
All right, I got some questions.
Sure.
Is this for a beginner traveler, or is this for advanced, or is this more like what kind of traveler could handle this?
I feel like you could take.
It sounds like a lot for beginner.
No, because I feel like you can tailor to every level. So a beginner would be good staying in Lisbon and having a guide and just kind of hitting that area, maybe going out and taking some tours close by. A more advanced traveler can go to those central Portuguese towns up to Porto, where Port Wine was created, and really get into those authentic cities, because I feel like more than any other place I've been recently, and I'm talking the last 5-10 years, it's still authentic. It's still like real. It has not been tarnished by tourism, which I like that.
Okay. How long? Now you could probably send someone there for a month. Mm-hmm. I mean, is this a 7-day thing, or is this really like a week and a half, 2-week thing, or what is someone?
If you wanted to go to Lisbon, I would say a 7-day would probably be good. But there are many ways you can attack this, and really it just depends on your interest. You can go to the Azores in Madeira, and mainly in Portugal. You could do like 3 nights each place.
Okay.
You could do 7 nights Lisbon, and then
that's a long trip then.
Yeah, but there are so many cool little cities around Lisbon, 20-30 minute drive around, which you could either do by yourself. I rented a car and did for the day, or you could get a driver. The most challenging part driving was in the city of Lisbon. It was not in the roads of Portugal are fantastic, better than here really. You could even do it longer. Like I could see people doing 3 weeks of even longer really of Portugal. You can take a riverboat cruise up by Porto. You can explore central Portugal. There's just so much there, so much, and it's not that far from Spain, which we can talk about Spain next because I bought you some goodies at the airport in Madrid.
What the hell is that white stuff?
It's like a wafer.
Oh, so you eat that white stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you can I just had clients there. They went to Portugal and then they went to.
So this is from Spain, you're saying?
They went to Spain.
I
think so. It's on the picture.
Paper.
It's probably like rice paper. That's why I'm having you guys eat it first. It's like peanut brittle.
Well, it does remind me of like edible stuff.
Yeah. And then I got you some manchego cheese from Spain as well.
That has something else in it.
Huh?
That has a different seasoning in it.
It's not very sweet.
It's not very sweet.
No, it's more savory.
More nutty.
Yeah.
It's not like normal nuts, it's different nuts.
That's from Spain. I had a little bit of time because my flight got delayed.
And then we got some
Cheese from Spain. I also brought in. So in Portugal there's a lot of seafood. It's a very seafood oriented place, and you can see sardine stores all over the place. So I brought you guys some canned.
You like that?
It's okay.
I like them.
Canned sardines,
Yeah, no.
which they're not going to eat.
Well, let me
And there's
just,
something else.
I'm gonna pull the can out so people can see. Sardinia.
Those are sardines.
Are they just like, olive oil or something?
Yeah.
They're like little fish in there.
Yeah, but people eat them all the time. And then
That's a cool can.
Yeah, I don't remember what those are.
Lisboa.
Maybe octopus.
Bacalhau.
Was it saying the tin? Can't remember.
Codfish.
Oh yeah, codfish is very, very popular.
It's a cool tin.
In very popular in Portugal. There's lots of little places that sell these codfish balls. It almost looks like a fritter. So it'd be like chopped up codfish and then mixed with
batter or something.
batter and fried.
Well,
You don't eat these raw then, do you?
Yeah, you can.
Roasted codfish with garlic and olive oil.
I thought you guys would like
Oh,
that.
maybe it is good.
I would almost. Can we open this one?
You're gonna eat it?
Well, I want to try it.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. What you gonna eat it with?
Watch the oil though when you open it. Maybe you should open it over the tray or the plate.
This is why I have two moms because I am so difficult.
Well, you don't want to ruin your pants.
No, I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to be off the camera a little bit while these two ladies are talking unsupervised because I want to open.
He's
you're
opening
probably
the codfish.
with garlic, which I'm kind of intrigued by this. Ooh, I don't want to look at it.
They said they eat that a lot with cornbread.
Is it gelatinous?
Well, how?
It's
Oh, I can smell it. And I'm
olive
stuffed.
oil.
All right, how do I get it out?
Go get a spoon.
We're not leaving the camera for a spoon.
Or you probably would eat it with a
Can I scoop it with something? I don't want to leave the camera. Well, we're gonna try this.
Yeah, maybe we can have that with our afternoon cocktails.
Well, Tamara stole my thunder earlier, but we are gonna be putting together a special show for Friday, Black Friday, or for Chrissy, Blackout Friday, and we're gonna look at the drinks that Tamara brought back from her trip, and we're gonna have taste testing of those drinks, some cocktails, and then we're gonna talk about Black Friday sales. So, while you're watching this now on Tuesday or whatever day you watch this, on Friday there's gonna be a video for Blackout or Black Friday with special drinks from Tamara that we'll taste test. This codfish.
Sure, yeah.
I'm kind of intrigued by this, and we'll talk about some awesome specials. So
Yeah.
we'll go back to focus, refocus.
Okay.
We're all over the place.
Yeah,
here,
we
so-
are.
So I think those are my main questions, though. We talked about budget. We talked about what kind of traveler can handle that. How long.
There's some great flights, like from Detroit to Lisbon. You only have one stopover, and there's an airline TAP, which is a Portuguese airline, that sometimes you can, if you're going to Europe, but you want to, they'll do a layover in Lisbon or Porto for more than 24 hours. So if you just want a little taste of Lisbon, you can do that on tap. But I recommend, if you are looking for a very unique place to travel, it's easy to get to from the U.S. I highly recommend Portugal. So the Azores are like a 4.5-hour plane ride from Boston.
The Azores, that's an up and coming. I feel like that's a new hot place.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest, I don't hear Portugal on a lot of people's bucket list.
No, and I don't understand why, because it really, I liked it more than any place I've been to recently. And I've been to a lot of places recently, and it was so authentic. There's a real culture there that they work very hard to preserve. You see the tile work. Portugal's known for their tile work. You see that everywhere. Lisbon actually invests in keeping traditional stores alive. So, for example, I came across a glove store. Now, how often do you see a glove store?
How much did you spend there?
I didn't. It was closed. I would have gone back. I didn't have time.
Because Tamara's the type I could see coming in with a bonnet and gloves.
No, but like to get custom-made gloves, leather gloves, like for the winter, like $60, $70, whatever, euro. But the city of Lisbon helps support those businesses. So they actually get a paycheck, those businesses do, from the government to make sure that they stay in business. Wow. So they're really investing in their culture, which I came across like a hat shop that was the same way. We ate at a restaurant that was being supported by the government because it is very important to their culture. So I also went to a Christmas market. They had just opened their Christmas market in Lisbon the weekend before I left. So I took a tour through that Sunday night.
Nice.
Not one of my favorites, but definitely unique.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see, I guess Lisbon has one of the best lighted displays, and you can see the lights everywhere in town. They did not turn them on yet because Europe is trying to save energy money because of the crisis in Ukraine. So they would be on usually by now, but they've delayed it a little bit. But you can see that it's going to be unbelievable when they do turn it on. So I'm ready to go back.
Okay, so it's worth a trip to Portugal, you're saying?
It's definitely worth a trip to Portugal.
And Spain there. Okay.
Yeah.
Certainly a cruise, you get to see it all. That sounds like a good trip, you know?
Of course, we always work our way back to a cruise.
Somehow, some way.
So, all right, good. Anything else you want to share about this?
I could go on and on, but I'll stop now. I'll put some stuff on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, you usually post those pictures
and
and descriptions. And, people like that.
Facebook,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So check that out. Okay, good. Chris, do you have any questions on the trail for him or Chip?
No, I think they've all been
ready to go to
They've all been answered.
I think you guys would love it. When I was there, I was like, oh, you would love like the wine.
Why?
Blackout Friday.
I think you would love just walking through the streets.
Yes.
The worst part were the hills.
Well, we know how well that worked for me a month ago.
Yeah. So when I was on the food tour, they don't tell you in advance how high up you're gonna go. But when we started, she's like, "See that castle up on the hill? We're gonna end our tour there, but we got to get there." So we the first effort to go up the stairs. There were I'm talking lots of stairs. So many, in fact, that there's an escalator next to the stairs, but it wasn't working.
Of course.
So we had to hook it up. But we made it to the top. It was worth it. It was beautiful. There's castles everywhere in Portugal too.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned if you want to learn more about the drinks on Friday for Blackout Friday. And if you want to learn more about the Portugal or Spain trips, Tamara's now the expert on it. So call her, message her, and she'll put a wonderful trip together, no matter what your length of time, your budget, what you're looking to do, or if you're just going to have a good time, allow her to plan it all. She'll take good care of it.
Yep. I have lots of contacts now.
Portugal. Awesome. There's a lot of religious sites there too,
Yeah, we saw lots of them. We went to Fatima.
Yeah, Fatima's big.
That was very powerful. There was just a little diversion. There was a lady in our group who's Jewish, and she went there and we were walking and she started crying. She's like, I just feel so overwhelmed with something right now.
Wow.
And she talked about it for the rest of the afternoon, like how powerful that place was.
There's a lot of healings that happen.
Yeah, a lot of people on their knees kind of
crawling
up to where the miracle happened. That was very powerful. I did not crawl, but I spent a lot of time there.
Did you say a prayer for Chrissy and I?
I did. I bought a candle for both of you guys. And I said a prayer for each of you. I did. I really did. I have a picture of the candles.
Said, please be selling travel.
No. Please let Chrissy's wing be open. And you and I ran out of time.
Lost soul.
The class was ready to leave.
And keep an eye on that loser.
They were beating the horn. I'm like,
wait, one more minute.
good. A good. It sounds like a good trip.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see the pictures, so stay tuned to her Facebook page for that
Yeah.
too. Okay. Good. All right. Well, that's just good. We had some good, interesting snacks, and we are going to try the codfish. And once we get a fork. So, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else there?
Nope.
All right. So now we are going to turn to our normal kind of updates and stuff going on. So as we mentioned, this is Thanksgiving week for those of you that are watching it this week. So there are a lot of pre-Black Friday sales and a lot of Black Friday sales and a lot of extended Cyber Monday sales. So this weekend, this week leading into Monday or Tuesday, there's some great deals.
Oh, yeah.
Trafalgar, like that group, Cost Saver, Brendan, they were all doing like 15% off, I saw.
It's a good time.
15% off tours, and those are tours that are all over Europe and Ireland
Everywhere.
and all over. So, and those have different levels. So whether you have a lower budget or a higher budget, or depending on your age, there's a lot of options with that company that has different tour companies within it, and they were 15% off, I saw.
That's good.
So those are a great deal. Chrissy's Resorts, her all-inclusives,
Yes.
they were like 40% off, I think I saw.
Black Friday is what they call it.
Ah.
So, yes, I did quite a few of those last week for my wedding. So they all got the Black Friday deal.
Yeah, so that's great deals. And I think some other ones had different extra stuff they were throwing in. So a lot of different deals there.
Promo codes, yeah.
Cruises is the same. They have all the percentages off, extra on board, all that good stuff. One of them had buy one, get one free cruises. So there's a lot of good deals. A lot of good deals on cruises.
I saw Virgin, I think yesterday was at $300. You get your bar tab for $300 bar tab for free.
They're running a lot of promotions
For the
right now.
next 2 weeks, if you book a Virgin cruise, you get a free $300 bar tab. That's great.
And they have, I think, 7 sailings in December where it's like 99 a person a day.
Yeah.
So there's some good deals for Virgin right now.
I should do one.
We'll go on one again.
I think we should get the whole gang. You can heal back here in Sanussi. Do travel talk by yourself.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a
We'll
lot.
take Brett and the rest of the gang and we'll have fun.
I almost had him talked into the January one.
You think you'll be healed by then?
Oh God, no.
No.
It's like
But you could still go on something like that.
I don't know. I'm gonna have a big old thing. It won't be fun.
For how long?
Well, they said I'd be in a sling for 3 months. No, 3 weeks,
It's a long time.
and then not completely healed for 6. It's not fun.
That's what you get when you dance on bars. So Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. So what I want you to do is to contact, email, call, whatever message, whatever it is, and we'll do some prices for you and do some comparisons and different options, and we'll get you a good trip there. So also watch our Facebook on Friday for our Blackout Friday video with the liquor that drinks Tamara brought back, and we'll talk some deals on travel. We also have some of on Friday too, some of the graphics from those companies is going to be on the Facebook post too, so you'll see for yourself some of the good deals. I think kids are sailing free on one of the cruises.
You don't have to wait. I think
you can do it now.
Yeah, there are a lot of you can do now.
Yeah, any of those you could do now.
Yeah.
So if you want a trip, call us like normal.
I saw the boat is on sale, like 15% off, 10 or 15% off. Almost everything is on sale right now.
So it's a good time.
Yeah.
Good. So we talked about Black Friday. Okay, groups coming up, we got our...
There we go.
I can't wait for the March 1 to escape these two ladies. Okay, so if you want to join me in Southern Caribbean away from these two witches, join me aboard Celebrity Millennium. We also have Alaska. No more cruise tours left in that one, but we still have the 7-day one. We have Hawaii in September. We need to start booking that, people. Start planning ahead, October 2023. And then a lot of them are starting to release their cruises for 24. So we're working on going to be some interesting group ones. A Mediterranean one, a lot of people have asked for.
Yes.
Looking at maybe an Ireland, maybe Iceland, kind of that area. Looking at something over there for a group. We'll do Alaska again. That's always a popular one. So we're looking at some different ones. Maybe a riverboat. I'd like to do a riverboat still in 2023, I think. So stay tuned for that. I think we could, those river boats, the river cruises, there's a lot of options with that stuff that are intriguing, I think, for us. Okay, so that's your cruise groups update that I love to share, and these two ladies love to hear every week. Okay.
Right.
All right, something new or exciting in your niche or in a booking that you've done, one of the two.
Gosh, I don't know. I'm just doing honeymoons after honeymoons after honeymoons and weddings and I did a bachelorette house for a group of 12 girls.
Where at?
Holden Beach,
Where's
Outer
that?
Banks.
Oh. Do they fly or do they drive to that?
Some are flying and some are driving, but it's an easy one to drive. Not easy, but it's not too bad. I think it's like 11 hours. So from Cleveland. So yeah, that was fun. So I got that booked. Nice little.
People don't realize that we could do the houses.
Yep.
You know, we have options.
Yep.
And the intriguing thing I think is that we don't just have the regular house options. There's some nice higher end villa type nice
Amazing, yeah.
ones you see on the show Cribs. They should still have Cribs on MTV. Remember those? They show the mansions. We have access to some of those that you don't normally find on some of those sites.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you're looking for a house, contact.
Yeah.
More Chrissy does more of that stuff.
Yeah.
Chrissy's the
Lots
expert.
of romances in the air.
I mean, you can do this in Europe too.
Yeah.
Same
Oh, yeah.
castle.
Wow.
So, is this did people just get engaged? Is this the time to get engaged?
Well, I think a lot of it was from our bridal show. We did a big bridal show in Cleveland and met a lot of wonderful brides-to-be. And so, yeah, my two, I have a destination wedding and then I have a honeymoon and a bachelorette party. And then I booked a honeymoon 2 weeks ago from there. So,
Yeah, I just booked a honeymoon on, they're going to the Caribbean. And this couple was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Rachel and Chris. Nice couple. We met a couple times on the video thing online. And you want to know how they picked us? This is okay.
I'm scared.
Take notes, okay? So she said, I have to be honest with you. She said, we saw a number of different travel companies there. I think there was 2 other ones. She said, you two were the only ones that were fun and that I remember. She said we were fun. So she remembered us and she booked with us.
Yeah.
So we did have a lot of fun
yes.
planning their honeymoon. So it was
Yes.
fun. This is a good couple.
Yeah. It's been, we met so many nice girls and everybody's really nice. And yeah, it's,
Well, and some of these, they took advantage of an early Black Friday sale
Yeah.
on Celebrity too.
all my destinations.
Because the week before, I'd sent them quotes of 3 different cruise lines, a bunch of different itineraries, the prices, and they decided this one. And then we were on the phone, I pulled it up just to make sure the prices were, and it was $600 less. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, good news, guys.
Yeah.
So I think they actually are getting the premium package, not just the free one.
Sure.
They're going to upgrade to the higher drink package.
Yeah.
I said,
Give
you
them
really
money,
don't have to
yeah.
do that, They really want, so good for them.
Yeah. No, it's been busy.
Tamara, you didn't have time to book anything.
Well, before I left, I worked on a Puerto Rico one.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I kind of think maybe now Madeira would be a better fit, which I didn't know about Madeira before I went. So
Oh.
But you already booked them in Puerto Rico?
no, I sent the proposal out, but I would love to send somebody to Madeira. So if you want to go to Madeira,
Help Tamara reach her goal.
yeah,
She wants to get
I
someone in
really-
Midori.
yeah, it's just Midori. It's a place it's just so unique and beautiful
Wonderful.
and warm.
Well, it's cold outside, so that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I think that's our full show. We have a big show today all about Europe, and we had some munchies and heard about the experience and heard about some neat places for people to go visit. And Tamara that would make her week if she could book someone there. So if if you're interested in learn
Christmas
more,
is coming. Get somebody a gift.
what a great romantic
Yes.
gift. Go to Midori, Maduri, whatever the heck it is.
Madeira, even Portugal, mainland Portugal.
Wonderful. So thanks everyone for watching. As always, if you're watching us on Facebook, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. A lot of good content, ladies.
Yes.
And believe it or not, people are finding our content on YouTube now because they're realizing we know what we're talking about. So, well,
And we eat and drink a lot.
sometimes, yeah. We sure know about the booze, the culture, and the shortcuts. So we got you covered no matter where you want to go travel. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And we hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We're
We'll
thankful.
see you on Friday.
We're thankful for all of you, right?
Oh, for sure. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been almost a year for all 3 of us to be together doing this, and we're very grateful to all of our good life travelers.
And we've only put on, 75 pounds collectively, and we all dyed our hair now,
We love it. We really love it. We love sending people
Yes,
out
we
to
do.
explore the world.
Yep.
So thank you everyone for watching. Again, Friday, watch our Blackout Friday for sales and drinks and fun on Black Friday this week, and we hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Meet some more.